Mr. Cedillo.
Then we go for 4B, which is the enforcement. Just make sure.
Mr. Cedillo.
Mr. President, thank you. Just a few comments. You know, we're making an important step today, an effort to raise many Angelenos out of poverty. And we're doing so in a bold way, one in which perhaps the greatest transfer in this city of wealth to those who are at the bottom of the pay scale. And so we should embrace that and celebrate that for the incredible victory it is for so many of the working poor who live in this city. I do so with great enthusiasm, but I also do so with some concern. There are risks involved. There's going to be challenges with respect to how fast we go. I was concerned that all the economic reports that were brought forward to us and the reviews by the person who evaluated them had no guidance for us as we went further and faster. And so I want to make sure that this is a good thing for all the working men and women of the city. But I have a concern that we don't create more unemployment. It's a very real and sincere concern that I have, because no job doesn't work. It's that simple. Let me say one comment to our concern about those who wish they had a job. Right? This is a conversation in some respects about between the man with old shoes complaining to the man with no feet. There are young men and women in this city who wish they can have a job, right? Who wish that they had a second chance, who for whatever reasons need more than a job. They need a helping hand. Some of them need their tattoos removed. Some of them need some training in anger management. Some a GED. Some are going to apply for a job and want to make sure there's not a box there. Some need some basic experiences that you would think that most people would have but don't. And so while I'm an idealist, I'm also a pragmatist. And I recognize that reality. In fact, that was the first job I talked to you about that I came out of college. I worked right here on 4th and Los Angeles. I worked for Volunteers of America, helping young men and women get job training so that they could have a job, so they could be successful. And so those young men and women deserve a second chance. And all of them deserve a second chance. And so we must give due consideration and due respect to programs we know are successful. Programs we have codified in our municipal charter. Programs that say if you're helping the least of us, that you can do so with acknowledgement and recognition of all the services that you pay. And so I want to thank all my colleagues who have stepped forward and said that we recognize as great examples Homeboy and Chrysalis and LACC, but all the other programs, the programs in San Pedro, the programs on the western edge of the city, the programs in South Los Angeles and the Valley, those who look at the least of these, those who have the greatest challenges, that a job and the requirements of going to work every day are bigger challenges than most of us. That sobriety is a bigger challenge than most of us. That anger management is something that we have to work with. That those who have those challenges deserve a second chance, deserve a hand up, deserve recognition and acknowledgement, and they deserve to be treated with dignity and respect as all these other workers do.
Check your time.
They deserve nothing less. But they can't get that if the program doesn't exist. And in this instance, Mr. President, you know this to be true. And that's why I thank you for your support, that they must receive some consideration, some exemption, so that they can be successful and make sure that all God's children that are sitting here in these aisles today
Thank.
are taken care of. Thank you, Mr.
Well
President.